Okay. Good morning, friends. Here we are at the Clearwater Baha'i Center. Our friend Tony Ballard is not with us this morning. He's a little under the weather. And I know it's a little unusual for me to even be here if he's not here, but I'm here today. And I'm here with my friend Michael O'Shea. And we are going to continue our study today of Baha'u'llah in the New Era, the book by J.E. Esselmont. And we're going to start with just a simple song. Um, God is sufficient unto me. He verily is the all sufficing. In him let the trusting trust. In him let the trusting trust. God is sufficient unto me. He verily is the all sufficing. In him let the trusting trust. In him let the trusting trust. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am good.
Good, good. Glad you could join us this morning. Like I said, our friend Tony Ballard is off this morning. He's a little under the weather. And I know how that is because I think I just got over what he's just got. So we're going to start this morning with a prayer for gatherings by Baha'u'llah. Glorified art thou, O Lord my God. I implore thee by the onrushing winds of thy grace, and by them who are the daysprings of thy purpose, and the dawning places of thine inspiration, to send down upon me and upon all that have sought thy face that which beseemeth thy generosity and bountiful grace, and is worthy of thy bestowals and favors. Poor and desolate I am, O my Lord. Immerse me in the ocean of thy wealth. Athirst, suffer me to drink from the living waters of thy loving kindness. I beseech thee by thine own self and by him whom thou hast appointed as the manifestation of thine own being and thy discriminating word unto all that are in heaven and on earth, to gather together thy servants beneath the shade of the tree of thy gracious providence. Help them then to partake of its fruits, to incline their ears to the rustling of its leaves, and to the sweetness of the voice of the bird that chanteth upon its branches. Thou art verily the help in peril, the inaccessible, the almighty, the most bountiful. It's a prayer by Baha'u'llah. So, those of you who have been with us over the past several weeks know that we have been studying from Baha'u'llah in the New Era by J.E. Esselmont. And we are nearing the end of this book, actually. We are in chapter 15, and which is technically the last chapter of the book, but there's a short epilogue after that. So we're going to continue to read here. In chapter 15, we were at the section called A Need for a New Revelation.
Now, if I may, chapter 15 is what I remembered from last week.
Okay.
And to the best of my recollection, it is chapter 15.
Okay.
But I think if someone else out there has a book and has a better memory than me, speak up.
No, I can assure you that from previous weeks, I know that it's chapter 15.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So we're going to start with a section called "The Need for New Revelation." And if you don't mind, sir, I'd like for you to start reading, if you don't mind, right there.
Need for a new revelation. The unification of the world of humanity, the welding together of the world's different religions, the reconciliation of religion and science, the establishment of universal peace, of international arbitration, of an international house of justice, of an international language, the emancipation of women, universal education, the abolition not only of chattel slavery but of industrial slavery, the organization of humanity as a single whole with due regard to the rights and liberties of each individual. These are problems of gigantic magnitude and stupendous difficulty in relation to which Christians, Mohammedans, and adherents of other religions have held and still hold the most diverse and often violently opposed views. But Baha'u'llah has revealed clearly defined principles, the general adaptation of which would obviously make the world a paradise.
So a lot of those things that he mentions there are issues that we still deal with today. I mean, several of them, not all of them, but several of them are issues that we still deal with today. And this was written, several years ago. So we're still dealing with those issues.
Yes.
Yeah, we're still,
And most certainly, I am at a loss for words, which is unusual for me. So feel free to carry
okay.
on here.
All right. Go
So we'll
ahead,
catch up.
if you don't mind.
Okay. Shall I continue to?
Yes.
Truth is for all. Many are quite ready to admit that the Baha'i teachings would be a splendid thing for Persia and for the East. But imagine that for the nations of the West, they are unnecessarily or unsuitable to one who mentioned such a view. Abdul Baha replied, as to the meaning of the cause of Baha'u'llah, whatever has to do with the universal good is divine, and whatever is divine is for the universal good. If it be true, it is for all. If not, it is for no one. Therefore, a divine cause of universal good cannot be limited to either the East or the West, for the radiance of the Sun of Truth illumines both the East and the West, and it makes its heat felt in the South and in the North. Therefore, there is no difference between one pole and another. At the time of the manifestation of Christ, the Romans and Greeks thought his cause was especially for the Jews. They thought they had a perfect civilization and nothing to learn from Christ's teachings. And by this false supposition, many were deprived of his grace. Likewise, know that the principles of Christianity and the commandments of Baha'u'llah are identical, and their paths are the same. Every day there is progress. There was a time when this divine institution of progressive revelation was in embryo, then newborn, then a child, then an intellectual youth. But today it is resplendent with beauty and shining with the greatest brilliancy. Happy is he who penetrates the mystery and takes his place in the world of illumined ones.
So this is saying that the message of progressive revelation is the same, whether it's Jesus or Baha'u'llah or the other prophets who have come before. The message is the same. So I think that's important because very often in religion, people get caught up in just one segment of what they believe without looking at the total picture. And the total picture, according to this, says that that revelation and whatever good there is, it has to apply to everyone or it should apply to no one,
No, neither north or south or east
east
or
or west.
west, black or white, yellow or red.
Yep, the message needs to be the same.
No.
And it applies to everyone. It doesn't apply to just one segment of the society or one portion of the world. It applies to the entire world, not just the east or the west or the north or the south. Let's
Would
go
you
on.
like me to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. The last, I'm new at this, so.
That's okay.
And
You're
I have to say,
doing well.
I have to say, I was fixing breakfast for these two guys here, and Daryl says, "Hey, it's time to go," and I go, "I'm still flipping waffles, man." So I'm catching up here. My mental set is changing. The last will and testament of Abdul Baha. With the passing of its beloved leader, Abdul Baha, the Baha'i faith entered on a new plane of its history. This new phase represents a higher state in the existence of the same spiritual organism, a more mature and consequently a more responsible expression of the faith felt by its members. Abdul Baha had devoted his superhuman energy and unique capacity to the task of spreading his love for Baha'u'llah through the East and West. He had lighted the candle of faith in countless souls. He had trained and guided them in the attributes of the personal spiritual life. In view of the momentous importance of that last will and testament of Abdul Baha, the gravity of the issues it raises, and the profound wisdom underlining its provisions, we give a few extracts which vividly portray the spirit and leading principles which animated and guided Abdul Baha and are transmitted as a rich heritage to his faithful followers. Oh,
Go on.
O ye beloved of the Lord, in this sacred dispensation, conflict and contention are in no wise permitted. Every aggressor deprives himself of God's grace. It is incumbent upon everyone to show the utmost love, rectitude of conduct, straightforwardness, and sincere kindliness unto all the peoples and kindreds of the world, be they friends or strangers. So intense must be the spirit of love and loving kindness that the stranger may find himself a friend, the enemy a true brother, no difference whatsoever existing between them. For universality is of God, and all limitations earthly. Wherefore, O my loving friends, consort with all the peoples, kindreds, and religions of the world with the utmost truthfulness, uprightness, faithfulness, kindliness, goodwill, and friendliness, that all the world of being may be filled with the holy ecstasy of the grace of Baha, that the ignorance, enmity, hate, and rancor may vanish from the world, and the darkness of estrangement amidst the peoples and kindreds of the world may give way to the light of unity. Should other peoples and nations be unfaithful to you, show your fidelity unto them. Should they be unjust towards you, show justice towards them. Should they keep aloof from you, attract them to yourself. Should they show their enmity, be friendly towards them. Should they poison your lives, sweeten their souls. Should they inflict a wound upon you, be a salve to their sores. Such are the attributes of the sincere. Such are the attributes of the truthful. O ye beloved of the Lord, it is incumbent upon you to be submissive to all monarchs that are just and to show your fidelity to every righteous king. Serve ye the sovereigns of the world with utmost truthfulness and loyalty. Show obedience unto them and be their well wishers. Without their leave and permission, do not meddle with political affairs. For disloyalty to the just sovereign is disloyalty to God Himself. This is my counsel and the commandment of God unto you. Well is it with them that act according.
We lost your audio. I can't hear you.
And that's a good thing. Oh, are we disconnected? Oh, all right, we're back.
Okay. So,
I think there are clear examples of an unjust tyrant,
sure.
and but as far as our country goes, as far as other countries, I really don't. I can't make that judgment.
Yeah.
Um,
I can understand if there's a judgment against you, while you where you might not feel that it's just, but
mhm,
I think overall, you know, as as a body, most of us
mhm.
know what is just and what is right and what is wrong. You know, if it's unjust to one, it's unjust to all.
Well, I guess.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
it,
ahead.
and that's just a fact.
Mhm. Well, the only thing that I can rely on as far as determining what justice is that it is based on truth.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not the one to determine that.
Let's go on.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna make sure I find my Okay, Lord, give me a moment here, folks. Lord, thou seest all things weeping me, and my kindred rejoicing in my woes. By thy glory, O my God, even amongst mine enemies, some have lamented my troubles and my distress, and of the envious ones a number have shed tears because of my cares, my exile, and my afflictions. They did this because they found naught in me but affection and care, and witnessed naught but kindliness and mercy. As they draw me, I'm sorry, as they saw me swept into the flood of tribulation and adversity, and exposed even as a target to the arrows of fate, their hearts were moved with compassion. Tears came to their eyes, and they testified, declaring, the Lord is our witness. Naught have we seen from him but faithfulness, generosity, and extreme compassion. The covenant breakers, foreboders of evil, however, waxed fiercer in their rancor, rejoiced as I fell a victim to the most grievous ordeal, bestirred themselves against me, and made merry over the heart-rending happenings around me. I call upon thee, O Lord my God, with my tongue and with all my heart, not to requite them for their cruelty and their wrongdoings, their craft and their mischief, for they are foolish and ignore and do not know what they do. They discern not good from evil, neither do they distinguish right from wrong, nor justice from injustice. They follow their own desires and walk in the footsteps of the most imperfect and foolish amongst them. O my Lord, have mercy upon them, shield them from all afflictions in these troubled times, and grant that all trials and hardships may be the lot of this thy servant that hath fallen into this darksome pit. Single me out for every woe, and make me a sacrifice for all thy loved ones. O Lord Most High, may my soul, my life, my being, my spirit, my all be offered up for them. O God, my God, lowly, Supplant and fallen upon my face, I beseech thee, with all the ardor of my invocation, to pardon whosoever hath hurt me. Forgive him that hath conspired against me and offered me and wash, I'm sorry, who hath conspired against me and offended me, and wash away the misdeeds of them that have wrought injustice upon me. Vouchsafe unto them thy goodly gifts, give them joy, receive them from sorrow, grant them peace and prosperity, give them thy bliss, and pour upon them thy bounty. Thou art the powerful, the gracious, the help in peril, the self-subsisting.
I think there's a parallel here between the sufferings of the manifestations. Jesus on the cross kind of had similar sayings. He said, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Baha'u'llah, in his suffering here, is saying the same thing. Basically, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They're being misguided, and they don't understand that they're being misguided. The same was true of Jesus when he was on the cross. Those who crucified him didn't know that they were not doing a good thing. But in their grace, both Jesus and Baha'u'llah ask that their detractors be forgiven and be, um,
Well, good things happen to them.
yeah,
As it says, where does it say? Where does it say? Okay, anyways, even though they had done harm to Baha'u'llah, he forgave them and
yes,
wished them well.
and wish them well. Absolutely.
All right. The disciples, I'm, this is my second time. I'm still nervous up here. The disciples of Christ forgot themselves and all earthly things, forsook all their cares and belongings, purged themselves of self and passion, and with absolute detachment scattered far and wide, and engaged in calling the people of the world to the divine guidance, till at last they made the world another world, illumined the surface of the earth, and even to their last hour proved self-sacrificing in the path of that beloved one God. Finally, in various lands, they suffered glorious martyrdom. Let them that are men of action follow in their footsteps.
Yep.
O God, my God, I call on thee, thy prophets and thy messengers, thy saints and thy holy ones, to witness that I have declared conclusively thy proofs unto thy loved ones and set forth clearly all things unto them, that they may watch over thy faith, guard thy straight path, and protect thy resplendent law. Thou art verily the all-knowing, the all-wise. With Abdul's passing, the time had come to establish the administrative order which had been termed the pattern and nucleus of the world order, which it is the special mission of the religion of Baha'u'llah to establish. The will and testament of Abdul Baha consequently marks a turning point in Baha'i history, dividing the era of immaturity and irresponsibility. I'm sorry, era of immaturity and irresponsibility from that era in which the Baha'is themselves are destined to fulfill their spirituality by enlarging its scope from the realm of personal experience to that of social unity and cooperation. The three principal elements in the administrative plan left by Abdul Baha are: 1. The guardian of the cause of God; 2. The hands of the cause of God; and 3. The houses of justice, local, national, and international.
So Abdul Baha laid the foundation for the advancement of the faith in the future through those three pillars.
Mhm, mhm. Um, do you want my input?
Pardon me?
Do you want my personal input or anything?
Sure.
Okay, good. So the guardian of the cause of God. Well, Shoghi Effendi
Sure.
died.
Yeah.
But what I was told that the guardianship still exists in his writings, in his letters.
Absolutely.
So it didn't go away. The guardian of the cause of God. Abdul Baha appointed his eldest grandson, Shoghi Effendi, to the responsible position of guardian of the cause. It's a Persian name, and I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Shoghi Effendi is the eldest son of Daya, okay, Ms. Khanum, the eldest daughter of Abdul Baha. His father, Mirza Hadi, is a relative of the Bab, although not a direct descendant, as the Bab's only child died in infancy. Shoghi Effendi was 25 years of age and was studying at the Balliol College, Oxford, at the time of his grandfather's passing. The announcement of his appointment is made in Abdul Baha's will as follows. O my loving friends, after the passing away of this wrong one, it is incumbent upon the Afghan, the branches, the Afnan, the twigs of the sacred lote tree, the hands, pillars of the cause of God, and the loved ones of the Abha beauty to turn unto Shoghi Effendi. The youthful branch branched from the two hallowed and sacred lote trees, and the fruit grown from the union of the two offshoots of the tree of holiness. As he is the sign of God, the chosen branch, the guardian of the cause of God, he unto whom all the Afdan, Ashgan, the hands of the cause of God, and his loved ones must turn. He is the expounder of the words of God, and after him will succeed the firstborn of his lineal descendants. The sacred and youthful branch, the guardian of the cause of God, as well as the universal house of justice, to be universally elected and established, are both under the care and the protection of the Abha beauty. Under the shelter and unerring guidance of His Holiness, the Exalted One, may my life be offered up for them both. Whatsoever they decide is of God. O ye beloved of the Lord, it is incumbent upon the guardian of the cause of God to appoint in his own lifetime him that shall become his successor, that differences may not arise after his passing. He that is appointed must manifest in himself detachment from all worldly things, must be the essence of purity, must show in himself the fear of God, knowledge, wisdom, and learning. Thus, should the firstborn of the guardian of the cause of God not manifest himself in the truth of these words, the child is the secret essence of its sire. That is, should he not inherit the spiritual within him, the guardian of the cause of God, and his glorious lineage not be matched with good character, then must he, the guardian of the cause of God, choose another branch to succeed him. The hands of the cause of God must elect from their own number 9 persons that shall at the times be occupied in the important services in the work of the guardian of the cause of God. The election of these 9 must be carried either unanimously or by the majority from the company of the hands of God, and these, whether unanimously or by majority vote, must give their assent to the choice of the one whom the guardian of the cause of God hath chosen as his successor. This assent must be given in such wise as the assenting and disassenting voices may not be distinguished. In other words, secret ballot.
So what we know is that Shoghi Effendi passed the responsibility on to the Universal House of Justice after he passed away. It was all passed on to the Universal House of Justice. So this is the roots, the very beginning of the faith, and to this day, we are still following in those footsteps, the Universal House of Justice. And now, throughout the world, we have an LSA is more a local House of Justice, or at least that was the original intent, and that's what they are set up to become as the faith grows. So let me do a little song here. Okay,
Yeah, I can take a breather.
You can take a breather. Oh God. Excuse me. Oh God, make me a hollow reed from which the pith of self hath been blown, that I may become a clear channel through which thy love may flow to others. Oh God, make me a hollow reed from which the pith of self hath been blown, that I may become a clear channel through which thy love may flow to others. Okay.
Hands of the Cause of God. During his own lifetime, Baha'u'llah appointed a few tried and trusted friends to assist in directing and promoting the work of the movement, and gave them the title of, oh, forgive me, I don't know this word, and I'm not going to embarrass myself or masticate the word.
Alhamdulillah.
I do it as a sign of respect.
Hayadi fi amrullah. Hayadi fi amrullah. Hands of the cause of God.
Thank you. Abdul Baha makes provision in his will for the establishment of a permanent body of workers to serve the cause and to help the guardian of the cause. He writes, O friends, the hand of the cause of God must be nominated and appointed by the guardian of God. The obligations of the hands of the cause of God are to diffuse the divine fragrances, to edify the souls of men, to promote learning, to improve the character of all men, and need to be, at all times and under all conditions, sanctified and detached from earthly things. They must manifest the fear of God by their conduct, their manners, their deeds, and their words. This body of the hands of the cause of God is under the direction of the guardian of the cause of God. He must continually urge them to strive and endeavor to the utmost of their ability to diffuse the sweet savors of God and to guide all the peoples of the world, for it is the light of divine guidance that causeth all the universe to be illumined.
Cool.
The administrative order. It has been the general characteristic of religion that organization marks the interruption of the true spiritual influence and serves to prevent the original impulse from being carried into the world. I'm going to read that again, if you don't mind. It has been the general characteristic of religion that organizations it has been the it has been the general characteristic of religion that organization marks the interruption of the true spiritual influence and serves to prevent the original impulse from being carried into the world. The organization has invariably become a substitute for religion rather than a method or an instrument used to give the religion effect. The separation of peoples into different traditions, unabridged by any peaceful or constructive intercourse, has made this inevitable. Up to the present time, in fact, no founder of a revealed religion has explicitly laid down the principles that should guide the administrative machinery of the faith he has established. That's worthy of comment.
Absolutely.
We're, I don't sure know what the comment would be, though.
Well, it's just saying that most of the manifestations of God who have come
Yeah,
have always said that what is being distributed, what is
okay.
being manifested, is not of them. It is from God. So, and none of them will come to say, "This is my dispensation. This is my rules or my order." It's that order comes from God, and it does not come from
Yeah.
any of those manifestations.
So the Baha'i faith is significant in that way,
Very significant in that way.
makes a difference. In the Baha'i cause, the principles of the world administration were expressed by Baha'u'llah, and these principles were developed in the writings of Abdul Baha, more especially in his will and testament. The purpose of this organization is to make possible a true and lasting unity among peoples of different races, classes, interests, characters, and inherited creeds. A close and sympathetic study of this aspect of the Baha'i cause will show that the purpose and method of Baha'i administration is so perfectly adapted to the fundamental spirit of the revelation that it bears to it the same relationship as body to soul.
I think you need to read that whole section again.
Cool. A close and a close and sympathetic study of this aspect of the Baha'i cause will show that the purpose and method of Baha'i administration is so perfectly adapted to the fundamental spirit of the revelation that it bears to it the same relationship as body to soul.
Excellent.
In character, the principles of Baha'i administration represent the science of cooperation. In application, they provide for a new and higher type of morality worldwide in scope.
That's a good spot to stop.
All right. You just have that much. Okay.
Oh, we just have that last sentence.
No,
We
no,
can do
I'm
the last
sorry. It carries
paragraph.
on in the next page.
We can do that last paragraph.
Okay.
There. So
There, the last paragraph is an entire page, but here we go.
no, I meant this section here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it goes over there. And it goes,
Okay, so that's a good spot to stop. Then.
okay.
All right.
All right.
Excellent. So we've reached that stage where we'd like for anyone else who would like to share a prayer or a song or whatever to do so at this point. I don't know if Andy Murphy is with us. If you are,
I am.
Oh, thank you, Andy. We're going to have our Andy Murphy moment today. Appreciate that. You got something for us?
Yes. Yes, I certainly do. Just a second. Blessed is the spot and the house and the place and the city and the heart and the mountain and the refuge and the cave and the valley and the land and the sea and the island and the meadow where mention of God hath been made, and his praise glorified. Blessed is the spot and the house and the place and the city and the heart and the mountain and the refuge and the cave and the valley and the land and the sea and the island and the meadow where mention of God hath been made, and his praise glorified.
Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Don't go away. I might want you to lead us out tonight. Lead us out this morning, rather.
Oh, okay.
One more later. If
All
there's
right.
anyone else who would like to share a prayer or song,
Sure. Yes. I would like to share something.
good morning, Terry.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good, good.
Praise be to thee, O Lord my God. I implore thee by thy name that hath caused to surge within every drop the oceans of thy loving kindness and mercy, and to shine within every atom the luminaries of thy bountiful blessings and favors. I implore thee to adorn every soul with the ornament of thy love, that none may remain in thine earth who hath not turned towards thee, or hath failed to detach himself from all except thyself. Thou hast verily, O my God, suffered him who is the manifestation of thine own self to be afflicted with all manner of adversity, in order that thy servants may ascend unto the pinnacle of thy gracious favor, and attain unto that which thou hast through thy providence and tender mercies ordained for them in the tablets of thine irrevocable decree. The glory of thy might beareth me witness, were they that every moment of their lives to offer up themselves as a sacrifice in thy path, they would still have done but little in comparison with the manifold bestowals vouchsafed unto them by thee. Grant therefore, I beseech thee, that their hearts may be inclined towards thee, and that their faces may be turned in the direction of thy good pleasure. Powerful art thou to do what thou wouldest. No God is there but thee, the inaccessible, thou glorious, the ever forgiving. Deign then to accept, O my God, from thy servant the things which he hath shown forth in his love for thee. Fortify him then, that he may cling to thy most exalted word, and to unloose his tongue to celebrate thy praise. And cause him to be gathered unto such of thy peoples as are nigh unto thee. Thou art he who is within whose grasp is the empire of all things. There is no God but thee, the Almighty, the help in peril, the all glorious, the unconstrained.
Thank you, Terry. If there's anyone else who would like to care to share a prayer or a song, anyone? I have awakened in thy shelter, O my God, and it becometh him that seeketh that shelter to abide within the sanctuary of thy protection and the stronghold of thy defense. Illumine my inner being, O my Lord, with the splendors of the dayspring of thy revelation, even as thou didst illumine my outer being with the morning light of thy favor.
Create in me a pure heart, O my God, and renew a tranquil conscience within me, O my hope. Through the Spirit of power, confirm thou me in thy cause, O my best beloved. And by the light of thy glory, reveal unto me thy path, O thou who art the goal of my desire. Through the power of thy transcendent might, lift me up unto the heaven of thy holiness, O source of my being. And by the breezes of thine eternity, gladden me, O thou who art my God. Let thine everlasting melodies breathe tranquility upon me, O my companion, and let the gifts of thine ancient countenance deliver me from all except thee, O my master. Let the tidings of the revelation of thine incorruptible essence bring me joy, O thou who art the most manifest of the manifest, and the most hidden of the hidden.
Thank you, Michael.
'Twas a pleasure.
Anyone else? Okay, this is that point in time where we just like to share with people that and let you know that this is just not a couple of guys who decided to get up on a Sunday morning and go preach somewhere. we are, we are, we are, we are here as a result of an effort from several different communities. It's not just this Baha'i community. Michael and I are from different communities, and there are others who help us out, Jeremiah, and we're here at Clearwater Baha'i Center, and would like to say that, yes, we do get up on Sunday mornings and decide to come do this, but because we are here, and because this is kind of a new phase in what we're doing, we'd like for people to come and join us here on Sunday morning if you have an opportunity. If you'd like to come in and sit in on our sessions here, we really appreciate it. We started. We're going to start having breakfast on Sunday mornings. We'll start at 9, and our program will start at 10. And if we're lucky, we'll have some very good discussions afterwards at 11 or so, or around that time. So we'd appreciate it if you could come out and join us, and let you know that you're all are welcome. You don't have to be a Baha'i to be here. But if you are a Baha'i and you want to come, it's always a good thing. And if you are not a Baha'i and would like to know more about the Baha'i faith, we have some resources available for you. And those resources are, we don't have the sheet today, but the resources are www.baha'i.org, www.baha'i.us, www.bahaiteachings.org, or if you happen to be around in this area, you don't even have to be in this area. Because we use the Clearwater Baha'i Center, you can always go to the Clearwater Baha'i Center's website, which has innumerable resources at www.clearwaterbaha'is.org. So if you feel like coming out and joining us, we'd always appreciate it. I'd like to thank you all for joining us this morning. And what I know about the world we live in, especially nowadays, the world we live in is that if you are a loved individual, then you are truly, truly, truly blessed. There's so much division and derision in our world today that if someone shares their love with you, it is truly, truly a blessing. And the one thing that I know that you can do to make the world, not just your world, but the world in general, a better place, is to share that love. So that's the one thing I will ask all of you to do. It's so simple, it's so smart, it's so easy. It's not going to cost you a dime to share the love. Can you take us out, Andy, please? Thank you all for joining us.
God is one, man is one, and all the religions are one. Land and sea, hill and valley, under the beautiful sun. God is one, man is one, and all the religions agree. When everyone learns those three onenesses, we'll have unity. When everyone learns those three onenesses, we'll have world unity. Let your vision be world embracing.
Aloha. Thank you, Andy. Thank all of you for joining us. We'll see you next week.